Another day here at MUPHART. Last night I saw the same object I saw the previous night, the one I recorded on camera during the investigation I did the night before last night. And when I saw it last night, it was way higher in the sky than it was the night before. And it's very suspicious because this thing shouldn't be that high if it really is a star. And I did some work on Stellarium to prove that, and I just want to show that work off really quickly. First of all, I looked at the star Arcturus and its height in the sky last night compared to the night before. Here's its height the night before. You can see Arcturus right there on the left, the big white glowing blob to the left of the picture. Right here, up right here. That's Arcturus. That's what it was during the night of the investigation, or where it was during the night of the investigation. As you can see, it moved way up the next night. It moved way higher. Now these images, this picture here I used to judge its height is a little bit to the right of where it should be in the second image, but it's not a big deal because I got the height right. But when I saw this object that I'm talking about, not the star but the UFO, when I saw it last night, it was so high it wouldn't even have been in this image. It was like up here. See, around here is where it was. Way too high to be a star. And I didn't see any starlight last night either, compared to the night before. So, what the hell are we dealing with here? Is this truly a star, or is this something unexplained? I seriously have doubts of the idea it's a star now. And I'm glad I got it on film when I did, because sometimes when I don't get these things on film and I assume it's a star, it gets me aggravated when I find out later on it isn't a star and it's something unexplainable. I just wanted to talk about this quickly. I don't know what it is. I didn't bother filming it last night because I got the same thing on film the night before. Although, on hindsight, I probably really should have, because if I had filmed it right, I could have zoomed it in with a new camera and shown you maybe what it actually was, which is something I have to do more. I also want to show off the fact that I've updated my UFO checklist, which helps me determine if something's a UFO or not. I test every single thing I see with this checklist. It's very important, I will do that. In previous investigations, I have not tested it very well with this checklist. But this is how it goes. Is the object changing color or shape? Yes, it's a UFO. No, go down. Does it have erratic movement? Is it moving around like crazy, like this? Yes, it's a UFO. No, move down. So basically, I go down to the next one if it's no on either one of those. Is the camera shaking causing it to make it look like it has erratic movement when it doesn't? If so, move down. If not, it's a UFO. Is it moving in the sky at all? If it is, it's probably a star. If not, move down one more. To the next one. Does it have variable brightness? If it's yes, it's an iridium flare. If not, move down. Is it not moving? Yes, it's a UFO. No, move down. Does it make a sound? If it's yes, it's an aircraft. If not, move down to the next one. Does it appear or disappear suddenly? If so, it's a UFO. If not, move down. When I say move down, I move on to the next test. Does it change position? If so, it's a UFO. If not, move down. Does it zip into space suddenly like this? Yes, it's a UFO. No, move down. Does it break cars or radios if they're nearby it? It's most definitely a UFO if that's true. If not, move down to the next one. And if it's a cloudy night and it looks like a star but you can't see any other stars, it's definitely a UFO. And if not, then it's been eliminated as a UFO. That's how I determine what is a UFO and what isn't. This long and confusing checklist. Now I'm going to put my previous UFO I saw 2 nights ago through this checklist right now to show you that I probably wouldn't fail it. A thing that's mundane would fail it. It's there to make mundane things more obvious that they're mundane for me. Alright, it changes colors and shapes. Does it do that? The previous night's UFO? No. Does it have erratic movement? No. Is shaking a cam a problem? Yes, I definitely shook the cam quite a bit. Was it moving? Yes, and here's where this test isn't so great, because because this one was definitely weird. And when I say is it moving, it has to be moving in a diagonal way, basically. Did it have variable brightness, like an iridium flare? No, but it did have variable brightness. Iridium flare variable brightness is where it flares up and then gets dim. This thing didn't do that, it just changed brightness a lot. Was it standing still? No. Did it make a sound? No. Did it appear or disappear? No. Did it change position? Yes. It's a UFO. It failed the moving test thing, but that was designed to check for star-like movement. I didn't mention that when I said it. Star-like movement is diagonal movement across the sky, not right and left. Like, this is star-like movement. Not this. This is plane-like movement. So, basically, that's designed to help me eliminate stuff, and this definitely proved the previous night's UFO was definitely a UFO. Now let's try it on something a bit older. The UFO I saw earlier this year in August. Did it change color or shape? No. Did it have erratic movement? Yes, it's a UFO. That one immediately is a UFO. Now let's try the one I saw in November this year. Did it change color or shape? No. Did it have erratic movement? No. Did I shake the camera? I didn't have a camera. That's only if you have a camera, I guess. Is it moving? No. Did it have variable brightness? Not like an iridium flare. So no. Was it standing totally still? Yes. Did it make a sound? No. Did it appear or disappear? Yes, it's a UFO. So this checklist is there to help me determine if it's a UFO or not. And a lot of the UFOs I've seen before, they fail this checklist. They fail it because they're unexplainable, basically. Okay, this is something I bought online to help my UFO hunts quite a bit. It's one of those rotating star charts where you rotate the date to match the time you're viewing at. It shows you what stars are in the sky at certain angles, and on the other side it does the other side of the sky. This is for northern latitudes. That will work fine from where I'm in New England, so where I live anyway. So it'll tell me where stars are, so if I see something in the sky, I can check to see if it's a star right away without having to rely on false information gotten from viewing an area and then looking at Stellarium the next day and finding out that I got the information wrong by accident or something. This will be much more handy to have this up there with me. I can always use the built-in light of the camera to view it at night, and I don't think it'll be a problem though because I have a light nearby, so I can kind of like judge the direction of the area I'm living in. The only thing I have to do is somehow write down a key to my direction, the directions in my area. I know them by heart anyway now. That's actually not even needed. This is another thing I got online for UFO hunting, something that helped me a lot. I also got an accessory for this camera. This has a woefully inadequate USB connection for charging it only, because it won't copy stuff to the camera while it's plugged in. I can't figure out a way to do that. It's only for charging it, so I need a longer USB cable, and I got a USB extension cable. There's also a USB cable thing on the side. I have to check to see if that would work with any standard USB cable. But the only standard USB cable I got is the one for my memory card reader, and I don't want to cannibalize the USB cable, or use the USB cable for this and the camera, because I want to have a separate one for the camera. So might as well get a USB extension cable. I don't know if this USB cable this USB port on this camera here would work to charge it. I honestly don't know that. But that's another thing. I want to just quickly mention that I got a star chart, and I'm getting a USB extension cable, and I bought some music online. Bought some music online last night, so that's it.